you. Thank you so much, every single person that's here today. Thank you everyone that's come here today to bear witness of our support for the Palestinian people and our horror of what has gone on overnight. I just had a phone call and a message a moment ago from Dr. Mustafa Barghouti in Palestine. He's spoken many times at our rallies and often travelled to Britain to campaign for the Palestinian people. He sent me a message. I'll read part of it, it's quite long. Dear friends and comrades, we thank you for your solidarity and for supporting the truth and justice. We need you to stand up to your government and to the USA government and tell them enough is enough. How many more thousands of Palestinians and children should die before you support an immediate ceasefire? Every minute that passes without a ceasefire means the death of a child or a woman or a man, destruction of a house, and a death of a Palestinian child in an incubator without electricity. We will never give up our struggle for freedom and dignity and for free Palestine. With your solidarity, we will overcome. And the day will come when you will tell your grandchildren that you were part of the noble struggle for a free Palestine. The last moments of life that children will have experienced will have been hunger, thirst, fear, and finally a bomb through their home. And that's the end of their life. 8,000 people have died in Gaza. What happened in the Negev was wrong. What's happening now is totally wrong under any circumstances whatsoever. There's nothing about humanity or humanitarianism in what is going on at the moment in Gaza. The world's nations voted at the UN last night in the General Assembly of the United Nations by an overwhelming majority to demand a ceasefire. It's not much to ask, a ceasefire when children are being killed by weapons coming through the roofs of their homes. To their eternal shame, and it is an eternal shame, the British government abstained on that vote. The United States voted against, and James Cleverly on television this morning claimed that our duty was to stand in solidarity with Israel's defence. I ask myself, what is defensive about bombing a school or telling a hospital team leave the building because we're going to bomb it when it's already overfull with desperate people? We're witnessing the destruction of life. We're witnessing the end game of the arms industry that supplies all these weapons that kill all these people. We're seeing the end game of political convenience and triangulation that cares more about what this person thinks to that person, to this industry, to that industry, to that interest group, to the other interest group. What about the people that are dying? What about the lack of human rights? What about the occupation of the West Bank? What about the refugees that are all around the world? And so we say no, no, no to the ethnic cleansing of the people of Gaza, which is going on at the moment. Like all of you, I feel very angry and I feel very frustrated. I want to live in a world that's free from racism of all sorts. Islamophobia, anti-black racism, anti-Semitism, any form of racism is unacceptable. And I want to live in a world of peace. I want to live in a world where we respect each other, where we don't think security is the ability to kill our neighbour, where we think security is the ability to support our neighbour, to feed our neighbour, to help our neighbour, to respect our neighbour. That is what we want. And so it's that sense of powerlessness that's brought us all here today. But voices here Voices in every city in this country, voices all over Europe, voices in the USA, voices in South Africa, voices all over Asia are speaking out. People who've never ever been on a march or a demonstration before are so appalled at what they're seeing. They're coming out to call for a ceasefire, call for peace, call for an end to the occupation and justice for the people of Palestine. Quite simply, we want peace. What do we want? Peace now! What do we want? Peace now! My friends, thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll be here next week. We'll be out every day. We'll be out on the streets as long as it takes to bring peace and justice for the Palestinian people.